Chinese communist leaders often launch a war for a hidden ulterior motive. Mao Zedong fought the Americans in Korea to obtain Soviet nuclear technology. He launched the Sino-Indian War to regain ultimate political power. Deng Xiaoping attacked Vietnam to build trust with the Americans and to prepare for his economic reforms. Xi Jinping likes to compare himself to both Mao and Deng. What would be his motivation for a war to attack Taiwan? What does he want to accomplish with such a risky operation? Hello, welcome to Leisrealtalk. I'm Lei. There have been many discussions about whether Xi Jinping will launch a war with Taiwan. Some people believe Xi is risk-averse and is very cautious about the risks of a military attack, particularly after watching Putin's war in Ukraine. Others believe Xi has no choice but to gamble because taking Taiwan is necessary for him to reinforce political power internally. I don't believe in a simple yes or no answer, and a decision like that can be complex, yet instantaneous and random, because no war is rational. Today, let's focus on Xi's motivation for a war with Taiwan based on the insight from one of his diehard supporters. Professor Jin Canrong is one of China's top U.S. experts. He is the deputy dean of the School of International Studies at Renmin University. The Chinese consider him an anti-America warrior. He became famous in 2018 for his remark that a win-win for China is that China wins twice. Although it's hard to believe that Xi Jinping accepts all of his philosophy, the professor does have access to the CCP's leadership and is familiar with its strategic planning at the very top. In the summer of 2021, Professor Jin talked in Taiyuan, Shanxi, about the 10 benefits of taking over Taiwan. Although the talk is 2 years old and the CCP's short-term geopolitical priorities might have shifted, rationales expressed in the talk revealed Xi's motivation for war. The first and foremost goal is to improve China's strategic position in the Pacific.
我们陆地上有1000万平方公里，海上其实我们有400万平方公里的领土，知道吧？海岸线特别长，从丹东到那个广西北海18000公里的海岸，而且最近的国土资源调查发现，我们是万岛之国，我们沿海有1.1万个岛屿。 是吧？中国其实海洋条件挺好的，但是原来我们有个弱点啊，就是我们出去不远嘛，从海疆出去不远，遇到一个第一岛链，就给封到里边了，知道吧？这个，但是台湾拿下，台湾是第一岛链的中间那个位置，台湾打下是不是我们直面太平洋了？是不是？整个地缘那个位置就改善了吧？
Jin said taking over Taiwan would allow the military bases in the coastal area from Shandong, Jiangsu, Shanghai, Zhejiang, Fujian, all the way to Guangdong and Hainan, to be moved to the east of Taiwan. He believes moving the military bases to the first island chain will free up resources in the coastal provinces for better economic growth. Secondly, seizing Taiwan will allow the CCP to claim an ideological win over the West. This is essential in establishing China as the world's new leader.
知道吧？我们中国现在科技界都有这种崇洋媚外的问题，很多科学家是在英美训练的，然后他们一辈子的任务就是用中国的材料论证他们美国老师的命题，然后再发表在美国和英国的优秀杂志上，然后就回来评院士。你说中国一流的智力资源，还有国家的财政补助，是不是都给他们服务了？你想，你连基本的问题都不敢提，你怎么创新呢？
Jin's view reflects the mindset of many mainland Chinese. They want to be different from the West just to be different. While the CCP quietly admires and steals technologies from the West, it openly challenges Western approaches to science, technology, and many other things. Many Chinese are programmed to think this way. However, taking over Taiwan isn't an easy task. The CCP would have first to convince the Chinese people and the PLA. So the professor laid out the benefits to the PLA in his talk.
第4嘛，就是我军的地位肯定会上一个台阶啊。 大家注意到没有？这72年呢，建国以来，我军打了很多仗，很多仗艰苦卓绝，很伟大啊。但是从历史的还有国际比较，从历史比较、国际比较两个角度看，我军迄今为止打的所有的仗，全部是自卫反击战，是不是？都是别人打到我家门口了，我去自卫反击一下，是不是？台湾是第一个我爷爷丢的一块领土，我给他拿回来，是不是？抗美援朝是立国之战，打完了没人敢侵略我们了。台湾是统一之战、复兴之战。这一仗打完，我军的地位绝对上一大台阶，知道吧？那时候解放军，这个，咱们解放军的军官干部啊，这个那取军少那就容易多了，对不对？当然待遇不要说翻番了，翻好几番都没有问题，对吧？
Jing then accused Taiwan of being responsible for 90% of the electronic fraud and of being home to a color revolution targeting the mainland, and argued that an attack on Taiwan would eliminate crime and the factors causing political instability. We know that his accusations are baseless. However, don't underestimate his views. I think the two issues he brought up can both be internal justifications for the war: political and social stability. When Chinese people on a large scale openly oppose the regime due to economic hardship, and when Chinese society becomes unstable, Beijing can blame the problems on Taiwan and the West and start a war.
台湾就是我们真是一个外交软肋，挺难受的。让我们美国啊，天天捏我们，很多别的国家也欺负我们，甚至非洲国家都欺负。很多非洲国家，他那个领导人呢，跑到中国啊，也没什么事儿。 就到北京呢看看，吃好东西啊，然后见习主席就一句话，坚决支持一个中国政策，台湾中国是中国不可分割一部分。讲完了，马上就要钱了，老大意思一下吧。他真的要，他脸皮很厚。
Jing revealed that China had spent $4.5 billion annually to take care of the individuals and countries described in the above clip. But the CCP isn't happy with having to spend money. It believes that taking over Taiwan will earn itself the respect it deserves.
就台湾解决还真就是确立了中国新的国际威望。那么很有可能这一个晚上啊，国际格局就变了。这个，因为如果我们坚决的把台湾拿下，美国呢无能为力，只能在那瞎嚷嚷，对吧？那国际上形象就变了。大家知道，哇，原来那个老大不行了，身体虚了。 知道吧？新老大来了，哎，他们绝对不会是就很多人担心啊，台湾解决啊，全世界跟着美国围剿中国，真不是，因为我算跑的比较多的啊，我去美国100多次，韩国100多次，别的国家跑了80多个吧，都是机会主义国家，没原则的，知道吧？谁老大跟谁跑的，大家一看哇，新老大来了，我告诉你，谁都不会跟那个老大跑的。
One other benefit the professor described was a practical one. After the PLA takes over Taiwan, he said the CCP would immediately turn TSMC, which is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation, into a state-owned asset. His words reminded me of something else that matters much to Beijing: GDP. By combining China's GDP with Taiwan's, the CCP can claim that China is the largest economy and the new boss of the world. The benefits Jing described can be summarized in 2 points. One, taking over Taiwan will allow the CCP to replace the United States as the most powerful nation in the world, which has been its goal for decades. And two, it's a great achievement for Xi Jinping's new era socialism with Chinese characteristics. These are Xi's motivation for a Taiwan war. One would gain him power externally, and the other helps him solidify internal control. So whether or not Xi will launch a battle depends on how urgently he wants to realize these two goals. The cost of war and the loss of human life are secondary considerations. They have never mattered much in the history of CCP's wars. By the way, in 2018, the American embassy in Beijing suspended the 10-year multiple entry visa for some Chinese scholars and Professor Jin was one of them. If he wants to come to the United States, his visa must be approved by the American Consul General in person. I wonder if he will be able to come. Here are two of my previous videos about the CCP's motivation for war. That's all for today. If you like my video, please subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.